I don't. Sugar increases the acidity of the body. Again, makes us acidic. That's where disease lives. Sugar causes inflammation. Remember how many bad things we talked about inflammation? Cancer, diabetes, obesity, inflammation. Sugar is the primary reason for high cholesterol. If you still care, I'm trying to tell you cholesterol doesn't matter. Sugar causes hormonal and metabolic imbalances. Although I will back up one. I should say this. Sugar is the primary reason for high cholesterol. Doesn't matter, right? The problem is sugar will help oxidize the cholesterol. So if you're eating all this cholesterol like I'm telling you, it's okay to eat cholesterol, it's okay to eat eggs and saturated fat and meats. Yeah, but if you're going to go eat a bunch of sugar, you're going to wreck it all. You're going to oxidize the cholesterol and the fat, okay? Sugar causes hormonal and metabolic imbalances. Sugar is your fast track to diabetes. Sugar is a known toxin. Sugar leads to heart disease. Sugar is an anti-nutrient. Oh, and the last one's a surprise. It says sugar promotes cancer. There's nothing good that comes with sugar, okay? So we need to eliminate it. Now, acceptable grains on this, again, we already talked about it. Whole grains, sprouted grains, stone ground grains. Again, these are your key words you need to be looking for in the grains. So this is when you're going to the store and you're buying bread, you're buying pasta, you're buying tortillas. You might be buying flour tortillas, or you're looking for flours to cook with. Okay, you want to be looking for these types of terms, and then you're okay. You're fine. Yes, we can still eat on this plan. All bran. You have to be a little bit careful because look at this one. If you look at the cereal, all bran. First ingredient, wheat bran. Fine. That's great. Perfect. But look what the next ingredient is. Sugar/glucose. So, you got to look beyond just the fact of is it a good wheat? Is it a good grain? You got to look at the rest of the ingredients and see. Is there junk in there that's sugar? Is there junk in there that's bad fats? Who's overwhelmed? Be honest, right? Overwhelmed. Some of us are, some of us aren't, and that's okay. I want to say this at this point. Don't be overwhelmed. Learning how to be healthy, it starts with baby steps. One step at a time, right? I'm still not perfect. I'm not. Yeah, oh my goodness, the doctor's not perfect, right? But I don't want you guys to all drop your jaw if you see me eating Jolly Rogers. I do. I'm not going to lie to you. But ever since I was about 16 years old and I started learning about this stuff, I have tried to make steps to make better, healthier choices. I went from having a diet that had no fruits and vegetables to making sure that if I did one thing when I was 16, 17, 18 years old, even if I was eating the pizza, I also had some carrots and some snap peas. Whatever. That's a healthier step in the right direction. And with each step, you get a little healthier and you're moving in the right spot. Because if you try to take all this on right away, let's say you have a horrible diet out there, and everything I've told you to do, you're not doing, and you do all the wrong stuff, is it feasible for you to go out and tomorrow, cold turkey, start doing this? No, it's not. Some of you might be able to do it if you do good for you, but it's just like trying to quit smoking, right? It's very difficult for most people to do it cold turkey, a little bit at a time. So just remember that. Every little step you make, that's a step in the right direction. If you follow any of this tomorrow, you're healthier tomorrow than you were today. Okay, keep that in mind. So what's worse than sugar? I don't want to talk about this too much, but a lot of us think, oh, well, I drink pop, but I drink diet pop, so that's fine, right? No sugar in it, no calories, no sugar. Well, I'm here to tell you that the problem is, and this is tedious, I apologize I even did this, but I'm just going to talk through it. Here's the thing. All of the artificial sweeteners, these artificial sweeteners, our Splendas, the aspartame, that's what's in your diet sodas. Look in the ingredients. There won't be sugar. There'll be aspartame. The problem is they're all, again, they're man-made. They maybe started with a natural product, like Splenda started with sucrose, which is a sugar, but it goes through so many chemical processes, has so many chemicals added to it, that by the time it's done and you consume it, it's now a toxin. Aspartame has been linked to cancer. Okay?
Aren't you better off to drink regular soda versus diet soda?
Yes, you are. And I'm not promoting either one.
Yeah, I
But yeah, now it's believed that you're better off to drink regular rather than diet. I have a little clip back there. There was a study done that actually shows that when you drink diet soda, it actually makes you fatter than when you drink sugar soda, okay? And again, the aspartame has been linked to cancer. So I don't want to spend a lot of time on these. I just want to make sure that you understand that the diet soda is not a good substitute for the regular soda. And I'm not telling you to do that. Avoid the soda altogether. Let's just get through this ugly slide. Goodness. Here we go. Already talked about it. So again, what can we do? Stevia is a nice natural sweetener. Stevia is an herb. You know, there's nothing man-made about it. It doesn't go through a chemical process. It doesn't have chemicals added to it. It's a leaf. It's a sweet leaf, okay, that you can use to sweeten your food. Stevia is what we use in our perfect whey protein. You can take a look at that here in a second. It makes it taste sweet. I mean, if you have a sample of this stuff, you would think there's sugar in it, but there's not. It's sweetened with stevia, and it does taste good. I really honestly believe that it does. The whey protein, a lot of times people will say, you know, oh, I wouldn't want to take whey protein. That's only what the muscle builders take, right? And the guys that are trying to make big muscles take whey protein. I want you to understand, this is another one of the supplements that I'm going to tell you should be on this. There's a lot of them you don't need to be on, but the vitamin D, yes. A good perfect ratio omega, yes. A good whey protein, yes. Why? Because protein, remember, it's one of the 3 macromolecules. We had carbohydrates, fats, proteins. It's a building block for your body. It's important in building a lot of your cells, your immunoglobulins. I'm having trouble talking. We're going through so much stuff. But your immunoglobulins, antibodies, that's what makes up your immune system. Protein makes up your immune system so you can fight off disease, flus, colds, cancers, things like that. The thing you want to be careful about, and I want to caution you on, just like all the other supplements, you have to be careful what you're buying. The whey protein, most of them, if you buy them commercially, there's a couple problems with it. One, it'll be pasteurized, because whey protein, whey is a great source. It comes from a cow, and it's the most bioactive protein there is, meaning it's the most likely to be used by your body. Okay, because again, if we consume it but we don't use it, it's just expensive feces and urine. So it's the most bioactive type when it's whey. But the problem is whey comes from a cow, and most of the commercial whey protein is pasteurized again, meaning it's heated up. And you know what happens to a protein when it's heated up? It's denatured. It means it changes its shape. And proteins have to be just the right shape so that they can fit into the puzzle piece that they belong to in your body. If you change the puzzle piece, it won't fit anymore. That's what happens when you denature the protein. So most of the commercial proteins you buy, they're virtually rendered useless. You might look in there and say, oh, I'm getting 15 grams of protein, 20 grams of protein. Your body's not using much of it, if at all of it, if it's been pasteurized, because it's been denatured.
In other words, pasteurized isn't good?
Yeah, pasteurized isn't good. Yep, okay. You got it. Otherwise, pasteurized is not good.
It's like almost impossible not to find something that isn't.
It is really tough when you're looking for dairy. It's very difficult.
Probably, I don't even know. I mean, people say it's illegal.
Yeah, it was good. It
well, you wouldn't be able, well, you could. If you didn't pasteurize it, they couldn't store it on a shelf.
Yeah.
And your milk wouldn't
so
stay.
If you're looking for raw dairy, you know, you may have to go to a private source. You know, if you know a farmer, you might be able to supply you with this. If not, you know what? You don't need dairy. Dairy is not an essential part of our food group. I've got a slide coming up here in a second, but let's cover it now since we're on the topic. Before the agricultural revolution, before agriculture became a big part of our society, before that, we all lived on basically fruits and vegetables and meats and fishes. You know, buffalo. It wasn't until agriculture came along where it introduced grains, again, a lot of corn, a lot of wheat, oats, all the things the farmers make, grains, and dairy. That's when we started consuming it. So don't think that dairy is a necessary part of your diet. People lived for thousands of years with no dairy before agriculture became a big part of this society. Okay? So you say raw is really tough to find. I agree. Somebody said it's illegal. I didn't know it was in the state. It probably is if you're saying it is. You might find it from a private source. But if anything else, you don't need it. Just avoid it. You don't need dairy, okay? But this whey protein, it does come from an unpasteurized source. Again, it's made by Maximize Living. They know how to make a good product, so they don't pasteurize it. I can get it. Maybe it's illegal that I'm selling it. I don't know. Probably not in the whey protein, but
they use a whey protein, a dairy protein though. That's their protein.
Who's that?
Your protein.
Yeah, it's a whey protein. Yep, it comes from dairy, but it's not pasteurized.
No.
Right.
They found that was really awesome protein.
Yeah.
So dairy is awesome for some proteins, but
certainly.
Not the you don't have to.
Certainly, dairy can be very good, but I'm saying it's not necessary or essential because you can get the same nutrients in other food. Is what I'm basically saying. So the perfect protein again, that's another supplement that I do recommend. Let's move on. I want to take a short break here and we'll finish up. Health is it's an ever-growing process, okay? It's not an event. Health is not a one-time thing where you can do one thing or go to one lecture and now I'm healthy. Health it's a process that lasts a lifetime and you have to work on it your entire lifetime. I see so many people come through here. They have a friend or family member that says, oh, you should really come listen to this. It'd be a great talk. They come one time, they don't sign up for the next talk, and we never see them again. They connect once, and then they're gone. And I don't know how much that influenced their life. Hopefully some, but probably not a lot, because you know what? We all need to hear things several times before we really learn them. It really sinks in. We really learn to adopt them into our life. So whether the topic sounds good to you or not, heart health, come, be here. I'm going to teach you things that will keep your heart healthy. We'll talk about more nutrition, more lifestyle factors we haven't talked about today, some exercise principles. But the only way you're going to get this stuff is if you stay connected to this clinic, okay? We're here to provide you the resources, but if you don't come, you don't get them. So come, it's free. Like I said, that will only be an hour because I know it gets to be late. So let's wrap things up here. We talked about the core plan first, and really we covered the bulk of the information with the core plan, okay? The advanced plan, this is more for the people that have some health issues, okay? Maybe you have quite a bit of weight to lose. If you're overweight, 5-10 pounds, yeah, the core plan will probably work for you. But if you have a lot of weight to lose, or if you have some health concerns, you have diabetes, you have inflammatory conditions, arthritis, whatever it might be. Basically, if you have some health concerns or health issues, you need to be on the advanced plan for at least a little while. Not forever, but until you get those issues under control, until you've lost the weight, or until you've gotten the diabetes under control, or whatever it might be. The advanced plan is for those people that need a little extra boost, okay? And really, the whole idea of this plan, it really goes back to, it piggybacks on what I've already taught you. I'm going to skip some of these just for the sake of time. But what the advanced plan really focuses on are these 4 things. It burns fat, which we also did with the core plan, okay? If we replace our damaged fats with good fats, we're going to burn fat. It detoxifies. We did that. Remember, that was the second goal of the core plan, to eliminate our toxins starting at the top of the food chain. So we're already working on that. Reduces inflammation. Again, we were already kind of working on that with the core plan. We said that if we have healthy fats instead of bad fats, we reduce the inflammation. If we eliminate sugar, we reduce the inflammation. So look, all the stuff we've already learned is really what we have to talk about. We don't have to talk about it again because we already learned it. The advanced plan it kind of does a little bit more of each of those. And then the other main thing it does is it helps us balance our hormones. Because if we have a lot of health issues, if we have a lot of weight problems, we're probably out of whack hormonally, we have some hormonal issues, we're out of balance. This is going to help you balance those. And the real question is, are you a fat burner or are you a sugar burner? And what I mean by that is, does your body burn sugar for its fuel or does it burn fat for its fuel? Because if it burns sugar for its fuel, which you've trained it to do, if you're a sugar burner, you've trained it.